Rosa Martinez had worked in the United Earth Space Station cafeteria for 7 years. She served meals to astronauts, scientists, and diplomats from across the galaxy. Nobody noticed her. She was invisible, just the kind woman who smiled while ladling soup and asking if you wanted extra vegetables. That was fine with Rosa. She liked her work, and she liked helping people. Then the Dragon Prince arrived, dying. Prince Vexthor of the Draconian Empire was supposed to be a symbol of peace, the first royal from an aggressive alien civilization to visit Earth in an official capacity. But his ship had been sabotaged en route. The plasma burns covered 60% of his body. His scales, which should have shimmered like molten gold, were now dull and blackened. The healers from the Draconian embassy worked frantically, but the poison in his system was beyond their expertise. The Galactic Medical Council sent their finest physicians. They pumped him with antibiotics and antitoxins. They grafted new tissue. They stabilized his vital signs. But Prince Vexthor refused to eat. He lay in the medical bay, staring at nothing, waiting to die. If he doesn't consume nutrients soon, his body will cannibalize itself, Dr. Sharma explained to the diplomatic corps. We can keep him alive for another week, maybe 2, but without nourishment, his recovery is impossible. The Draconian ambassador, Vexthor's uncle, looked devastated. He has lost the will to live. Among our kind, this is fatal. A dragon without purpose cannot be sustained by medicine alone. Rosa was cleaning the medical bay corridors when she overheard the conversation. Without thinking too much about it, she went to the cafeteria and prepared something simple. A warm broth made from vegetables and herbs, the kind her grandmother used to make back in Mexico. She added some fresh bread, still warm from the oven. A security guard tried to stop her at the medical bay entrance. Civilians aren't allowed. I just want to try, Rosa said quietly. Please. Something in her voice made the guard step aside. Rosa approached the dying dragon prince carefully. His eyes didn't even open. His breathing was shallow. She sat down beside his bed and began to speak, not in any official capacity, but as a woman speaking to a suffering creature. Mijo, she said softly, using the Spanish word for son. You need to eat. I know you're hurting. I know you're angry at what happened to you. But giving up? That's letting them win. She held the spoon of broth toward his mouth. Let me help you. Please. Something in her voice. Not authority, not medical expertise, but genuine care, made Prince Vexthor open his eyes. He looked at this small human woman with her kind face and simple meal, and something shifted inside him. He took the broth. Then he took another spoonful, and another. The medical team watched in astonishment as the Dragon Prince consumed the entire bowl. Then he asked for more. But when the doctors tried to bring him food the next morning, he refused. When the Draconian chefs prepared traditional healing broths, he turned away. The only meals he would accept were those brought by Rosa. Every morning, every afternoon, every evening, Rosa came to feed the Dragon Prince. She sang to him while he ate. She told him stories of her family, of Earth, of simple human joys. She didn't treat him like royalty or a diplomatic incident. She treated him like a person who was suffering and needed care. Within weeks, Prince Vexthor began to heal. His scales regained their golden shimmer. His strength returned. And more importantly, his will to live had been restored, not by medicine, but by the simple act of being cared for by someone who saw him as worthy of that care. When it came time for the prince to return to the Draconian Empire, he made an unprecedented declaration before the entire Galactic Council. I was dying not from poison or wounds, Prince Vexthor announced, but from despair. I had accepted that my life had no value. But a cafeteria worker, a woman of no rank, no authority, no special training, showed me otherwise. She showed me that humans possess something my entire civilization had forgotten: the power to see someone at their lowest and still believe they are worth saving. He looked directly at Rosa. You did not heal me with medicine. You healed me with humanity. The Draconian Empire, one of the galaxy's most feared civilizations, proposed a formal alliance with Earth that very day. Not because humans had superior weapons or technology, but because they had demonstrated something rarer than either: the capacity to show up day after day and care for someone simply because they were suffering. As Rosa stood beside Prince Vexthor before the assembled galactic leaders, the universe learned that sometimes the most powerful force in existence wasn't strength or intellect or status. It was simply the willingness of one person to feed another, to say you matter, without asking for anything in return.